So good morning students. So in this class we will see the basic concepts of orthographic projections. So these concepts are very useful to you when you are going to draw projections of points, projections of straight lines, projections of planes, projections of solids, and in all the things you are going to need these basic concepts. So this is the heart of engineering drawing. If you understand these concepts which I am going to explain in this video, you can easily draw the projections of any object, projection of points or lines or straight lines or planes or solids, whatever it may be. So listen carefully, dosto. Now, so before going to see the basic concepts, actually in engineering drawing, we are going to study about isometric projections and orthographic projections. What we are going to study, dosto? We are going to study about isometric projections and orthographic projections. So isometric projections and the other concept which we are going to study is orthographic projections. So I will explain both of them in a simple way. I will explain both of them in a simple way. So to explain this, now see here. I am going to take a rectangular prism and I am drawing the rectangular prism like this. So I am taking a rectangular prism. See the drawing which I am drawing. Now assume the dimensions. Assume that you have some dimensions here. So imagine that this length is some 50 mm. This length is some 40 mm. The height is some 20 mm. Now observe here drawing. The drawing which I have shown here is a single picture, so which contains the dimensions in all the three directions. So you have the dimension along x direction which is 50 mm. You have the dimension along y direction. What is the dimension along y direction? Which is nothing but height 20. The dimension along z direction. What is the dimension along z direction? It is nothing but 40. So I have represented the drawing of rectangular prism in a single picture. In a single picture with all the three direction dimensions. So this representation is three-dimensional representation of the drawing. Three-dimensional representation of the given picture. So if you represent the drawing or if you draw the drawing of any object, if you draw the drawing of any object representing all the three dimensions in a single picture, then that is called as isometric projections. So isometric projections is nothing but three-dimensional representation of an object. What is isometric projection? Three-dimensional representation of an object. So we are going to represent all the three dimensions in a single picture, in a single drawing. Okay, dostom. Now see the other type of this one. What is the problem with this isometric projection, dostom? The main problem is, suppose if we have a very complex object like a building. So I want to draw the isometric projection of a building. So the building has a number of entities like windows, doors, pillars, a number of entities. So if we represent all those entities and draw the drawing of a building as a single picture, as a single drawing, it becomes very difficult for the engineers to understand. Am I right? So when the object becomes complex, it is very difficult to represent that drawing of that object as a single entity in a single picture. It is difficult to draw and also it is difficult to understand also. So the other way of representing or drawing for an object is orthographic projections. So what we are going to do in orthographic projections? Now see here. See, this is the front face. So I am going to draw that front face separately. Only the front face. What are the dimensions? Horizontal length is 50, vertical length is 40. Then I am drawing only the top face. This is the top face. What are the dimensions? One dimension is 50. Sorry, here it is 20. So top face, one dimension is 50, another dimension is 40. So I am drawing the top face separately with the dimensions 50 and 40. And to represent the side face, I am drawing the side face separate. What are the dimensions of side face? 40 and 20. Now observe the drawings which I have drawn here. Each drawing has only two dimensions. Each drawing has only two dimensions, 50 and 20. If you take this drawing, this has 50 and 40. If you take this drawing, this has 20 and 40. So each drawing has two dimensions. But combinedly, if I consider all the three drawings as an entity, it consists of the dimensions of the original object. So it has horizontal length 50, it has height 20, and also it has depth 40. So all the dimensions are represented here, but not in single diagram, but in three different diagrams. Am I right? So each diagram is a two-dimensional diagram. Combinedly, all those entities together will give you the view of a original picture. Okay. So what I am doing here is, instead of drawing in a single picture with all the three dimensions, I am drawing two dimensions. I am drawing two-dimensional entities here. Okay, but these two-dimensional entities consist of all the dimensions. So this two-dimensional representation of an object is called as orthographic projection. This two-dimensional representation of an object is called as orthographic projection. So isometric projection means all the three dimensions are represented in a single drawing, in a single picture. Orthographic projection means even though all the dimensions are represented, but they are not represented in a single picture, they are represented in different entities. Each entity consists of only two dimensions. Okay, so each entity is called as view. This is one view, this is another view, and this is the third view. Okay, dosto. Now can I draw these views as I wish? No. There are some basic principles which you have to follow. So by following those basic principles, you have to draw the orthographic projections. So what are all those basic principles which you have to follow? Those we will see now. So what are all those basic principles which we have to follow? For that, first what I am doing is, so we are going to consider three reference planes. So what we are doing, we are going to consider three reference planes if I want to draw the orthographic projections. So what are all those three reference planes? Now if you observe the picture, the blue color plane which is horizontal, this plane is called as horizontal plane. What is horizontal plane? The blue color plane which I have drawn here, it is called as horizontal plane, which I am representing that with HP. So this blue color plane is horizontal plane. Then the red color plane is called as vertical plane. What is the red color plane? The red color plane is called as vertical plane, and shortly it is represented as VP. Then this plane with green border, it is called as profile plane. What is the third plane, dosto? Profile plane, and in short terms it is represented as PP. So if I want to draw the orthographic projections, then definitely I should use these three planes as reference planes. These are called as reference planes. Remember, these are called as reference planes. So how many reference planes we have to consider to draw the orthographic projections? We should consider three reference planes. What are all those three reference planes? Horizontal plane, vertical plane, and profile plane. Okay, dosto. So this is the horizontal plane, this is the vertical plane, and this is the profile plane. Now observe the angle between a pair of planes. What is the angle between horizontal plane and vertical plane, dosto? So what is this angle here, dosto? The angle between horizontal and vertical plane, it is 90 degrees. So the angle between horizontal plane and vertical plane is 90 degrees. Now take another pair of planes. The angle between vertical plane and profile plane, what is this angle, dosto? Again it is 90 degrees. So angle between vertical plane and profile plane is 90 degrees. What is the angle between profile plane and horizontal plane, dosto? Again this is 90 degrees. What does that mean, dosto? These planes are mutually perpendicular to each other. So HP and VP are perpendicular to each other. VP and PP are perpendicular to each other. PP and HP are perpendicular to each other. So to draw the orthographic projections, I am considering mutually perpendicular reference planes. I am considering mutually perpendicular reference planes to draw the orthographic projections. How many planes I am considering? Three reference planes to draw the orthographic projections. So these three planes are called as the reference planes. So one is horizontal plane, second one is vertical plane, third one is profile plane. Now in the subsequent videos, I am going to talk these planes as HP, VP and PP. So HP, VP and PP. So in most of the cases, we will talk about only HP and VP. Rarely we will talk about PP. Okay, dosto. So in most of the cases, we will talk about HP, VP and rarely about PP, which is profile plane. Okay, dosto. And another thing is, when I represent these planes, because it is difficult to draw these planes like this in all the videos, so what I am going to do is, I am going to draw horizontal plane, one vertical plane as single lines. What does that mean? I am going to represent horizontal plane like this. I am going to draw horizontal plane like this. So I am going to mark it as HP, which is horizontal. And vertical plane, because it is at 90 degrees, I am going to draw vertical plane like this. This is vertical plane. So instead of drawing the complete plane, I will draw horizontal plane as a horizontal line. I will draw vertical plane as a vertical line. Profile plane, I will explain it later when we go through side view. So we will rarely use that. So if I want to represent profile plane, then definitely we have to go through this diagram only. Okay, dosto. So horizontal plane, I will represent that as a horizontal line. Vertical plane, I will represent that as a vertical line. Okay, dosto. So we are going to use three reference planes to draw the orthographic projections. Okay. So Remember this horizontal plane and vertical plane. Okay दोस्तों, so we have horizontal plane, we have vertical plane to draw the orthographic projections. Now the next concept, how do you define a point with respect to horizontal plane and vertical plane? Okay, now see here, so I am drawing only the horizontal plane. I am drawing only the horizontal plane. Suppose if any object lies somewhere here in this space, if any object lies somewhere here, so we call that as above horizontal plane. Remember this wording, above horizontal plane. So any object lying in this space, it is defined as above horizontal plane. Any object lying in this space, it is defined as below horizontal plane. So you should use only these words. You should use only above and below. So any point, if I want to define, any object, if I want to define, you should tell that it is above horizontal plane or below horizontal plane. Okay, dosto. So any point, if you want to define with respect to HP, you should use the words above or below. You should use the words above or below. With respect to HP, it is above HP or below HP. You should use only these two words, above HP or below HP. You should not use from HP. You should not use from HP. You should use only above HP or below HP. Okay, दोस्तों. Then, how do you define with respect to VP? Suppose I have a vertical plane. So, all the objects which are on this side, all the objects which are on this side, so all the objects which are on this side, they are termed as in front of VP. In front of VP. So remember this word in front. And all the objects which are situated or located on this side, they are called as behind VP. Remember this word behind. These are the standard token words. You should never miss those words. Okay, dostom. You should not say from VP. That is wrong. For engineering drawing, from VP, from HP are wrong. From VP and from HP are very, very wrong sentences, which says that you don't understand the basic heart concept, which is orthographic projection. Okay, dostom. So, what are the keywords for vertical plane? In front of VP or behind VP. You should always say in front of or behind VP. So always you should say above HP or below HP and in front of VP or behind VP here. In front of VP or behind VP. Okay, dosto. Now using the same concept, I am going to define the position of quadrants. See here, those. What is this quadrant? So the space is divided into 4 quadrants. I hope all of you know that. So what is this quadrant? This is first quadrant. What is this quadrant? This is first quadrant. What is this? Second quadrant. And all of you know this is third quadrant. And this is fourth quadrant. Now, suppose there is a point here in first quadrant. How I am going to define this point? How I am going to define this point? So that point, see here, with respect to HP, it is in this space. So whenever you have a point located here with respect to HP, how do I call that? It is above HP. So I should define this point as above HP, and with respect to VP, students, on this side. So when it is on this side of VP, how do you call that? In front of VP. So in front of VP. What does that mean? When a point lies in first quadrant, then it is above HP and in front of VP. Or if the point is above HP and in front of VP, then it lies in first quadrant. Okay, dosto. Now go to the second one here. Suppose I have a point somewhere here. Now again, with respect to HP, it is above HP. With respect to HP, it is above HP. With respect to VP, dosto, on this side. If it is on this side, what do you call that? Behind VP. So it is behind VP. What does that mean? Whenever a point lies above HP and behind VP, it lies in second quadrant. It lies in second quadrant. Or when a point lies in second quadrant, it means that it is above HP and behind VP. Now go to the third case, dosto. With respect to HP, it is below HP. With respect to HP, it is below HP. With respect to VP, dosto, it is behind VP. So when a point lies on this side of VP, it is behind VP. So it is behind VP. So what is dosto? Whenever a point lies in third quadrant, it means that it is below HP and behind VP. Or if a point lies below HP and behind VP, it means that it lies in third quadrant. Okay, dosto. Now coming to the last case. See, whenever a point lies somewhere here, it is below HP. With respect to HP, it is below HP. It is below HP. And with respect to VP, dosto, it is on this side. So when it lies on this side, what do you call that? In front of VP. In front of VP. So whenever a point lies below HP and in front of VP, then it is in fourth quadrant. Or whenever a point lies in fourth quadrant, which means that it is below HP and in front of VP. So this concept is very, very important, dosto. So what we have learned, you should never use the word from HP. It is wrong. Or from VP, this is always wrong. This is always wrong. Don't use these words from. Don't use these words. Always you should use above HP or below HP, in front of VP or behind VP. Only these four keywords should be used when you define a line or a point or whatever it may be, dosto. Okay, so you should use only these words. And because you have four quadrants, so depending on the position of the point or line in that quadrant, you can use either above or below HP, either in front or behind VP here. I hope you understand up to this concept. So now I will explain the basic concept of orthographic projections, how to draw the views. So we have vertical plane and a horizontal plane. Okay, dosto. Now I am considering a point A. What is this point, dosto? A point A. Where I am considering here, I am considering this point A at a distance of 20 mm above HP and at a distance of some 40 mm in front of B. So how I am going to define this point? See carefully. Point A lies 20 mm above HP and 40 mm in front of VP. Am I right? 20 mm above HP and 40 mm in front of VP. So point A lies, this is point A, lies 20 mm above HP and 40 mm in front of VP. Now, how to draw the orthographic projections? See here. The projection of the point onto the vertical plane is called front view. So I am introducing a new term to you. What is that new term? Front view. What is that front view? Projection onto VP. What is that front view? Projection onto VP, vertical plane. What is meant by projection? Imagine that I have a person here and he put a small torchlight here. Where the shadow will fall? Where the shadow will fall? The shadows fall somewhere here. Am I right? The shadow falls somewhere here. So the projection of this point onto the vertical plane is called front view. So this is front view. The projection of a point onto vertical plane, this is called front view. Okay, dosto. So the front view is generally represented by small letter with hyphen. So for point A, it is represented as small a dash. For point A, it is represented as small a dash. Suppose you have point B, it is represented as B dash. If you have point C, it is represented as C dash. So what is front view? Front view is projection of a point onto the vertical plane is called front view, and it is denoted with dash, small letter with dash. Okay, dosto. Then I am going to explain another term which is top view. What is top view? Projection onto horizontal plane. Projection onto horizontal plane. So if I want the shadow of this point on horizontal plane, where should I keep the torchlight? I should keep the torchlight somewhere here. Am I right? So I am keeping the torchlight somewhere here. Then when I switch on the torchlight, the shadow of this point falls somewhere here. So this projection is called as top view. This point is called as top view, and we represent that with small letter. Because it is A, capital A, the top view is represented with a small letter. Okay, dosto. So I got the front view. That means I have projected this point onto the vertical plane and I got the front view. I got the top view. That means I have projected this point onto the horizontal plane and I got the top view. Then to draw the orthographic projections, there is a third step. What is the third step? Rotate, listen carefully, rotate horizontal plane in clockwise direction through 90 degrees. Now see here, rotate the horizontal plane in clockwise direction through 90 degrees. When I rotate the horizontal plane in clockwise direction through 90 degrees, what happens to this? This is also rotated through 90 degrees, and finally the top view comes somewhere here. So when I rotate this horizontal plane through 90 degrees, don't change the vertical plane. Vertical plane should not be rotated. Always horizontal plane should be rotated in clockwise direction through 90 degrees only. So I have rotated this horizontal plane through 90 degrees in clockwise direction. So I got the top view somewhere here. I got the top view somewhere here. Now I have the front view somewhere here. I have the top view somewhere here. Okay. So if I draw the projections of this point, now see here. So this is the reference plane. I am taking that as XY. Okay, दोस्तों. So reference plane means somewhere here, like this. You have the reference plane XY. From this reference plane, where does the front view lies? At a height of 20 mm. At a height of 20 mm. At a height of 20 mm, because this is 20, this distance is also 20. So at a height of 20 mm, you have the front view, which I am drawing that as A dash, and this height is 20. So at a height of 20 mm, you have this. Then from the reference plane, where do you have the top view? At this distance. What is this distance, dosto? This is a circular arc. Now what is this distance? This is 40 here. So because this is 40, when I rotate that, this distance will also be same. So at 40 mm, so from this point 40, I have top view small a, and this distance is 40. So what does that mean, dosto? The only thing which I am doing is just I am redrawing this part. I have drawn the reference line. I have drawn the front view at 20 mm. I have drawn the top view at 40 mm. So the one which I have drawn here, this is called as orthographic projection. So this is called as orthographic projection. Now observe here, A dash and A both lie on the same straight line. Am I right? So both should lie on the same straight line. So you have front view A dash, top view A. This is called as orthographic projection. So when you are asked to draw the orthographic projections, this is what you have to do. You should draw the front view and the top view. So I hope all of you understand this orthographic projections concept. Just I will revise this. and I will explain the remaining concepts in projections of points in the next video. Okay, dosto. So, how to draw the orthographic projections? So, you have to follow three steps. The first step is you have to draw the front view. Second step is you have to get the top view. Third step is rotate horizontal plane in clockwise direction through 90 degrees. So what is front view? Project the point onto the vertical plane. You will get the front view. What is top view? Project the point onto the horizontal plane. You will get top view. Then rotate this horizontal plane through 90 degrees in clockwise direction. Then you will get front view and top view on the same vertical line. You will get front view and top view on the same vertical line. Then redraw that, you will get the projections of point. And so you got the front view, which is A dash, you got the top view, which is A, and this line which I have drawn here, this line is called as projector line. This line is called as projector line. And this line XY is called as reference line. This line is called as reference line. So this is what you have to draw. So if you are given a problem that a point lies 20 mm above HP and 40 mm in front of VP, draw the orthographic projections or draw the front view and top view, means you need to draw only this one. This entire thing is to understand how you are going to get this. Okay, so this is the solution which you have to draw for this problem. Okay, dosto. So in the next video, what we will do is we will take the point in different quadrants, how we are going to get that projections and what information we can get that. What are the salient points, everything we will see in the next class. Okay, dosto.